my Taurus babies, what's happening? I know y'all are like, what the hell is really going on? This is going to be your weekly update. We're going to roll Monday, tomorrow, through next Tuesday. So tomorrow, the 2nd, through next Tuesday, the 10th, will ride you right up to the Mercury going back direct, which is going to happen depending on where you are, either March 9th or March 10th. There's other big planetary energy going on this month. Jupiter, Venus. Venus is going back to her home sign of Taurus. What the hell else? It's a lot of shit. Get online, do your research, see what's going on this month and how it may affect you. Thank you to everybody that has liked, shared, and subscribed. Please continue to do so. Leave me comments. I love those. I do respond. What's going on, Taurus? What the hell is going on? This is going to be a busy week. So let's just get that part out the fucking way. And for those of you, I have to say this too. A lot of shit that came across my head here in the past 5 or 10 minutes. But those of you that are in any kind of new relationships, and no, this is not bad news. And you're thinking, why am I getting into a new relationship and it's in the middle of a Mercury retrograde? 9 times out of 10, that's telling me that there's a karmic tie. It could be a twin flame, soulmate, however y'all looking at that shit, type of situation. And if that is the case, it does not, like the universe, give a fuck about where something is. If it's time for karmic situations to occur, they will occur, regardless. They don't follow that timeline of something being retrograde or whatever. They on a whole nother something else. So just know, some of you may be kind of hesitating, like, this is good, but this is Mercury retrograde. How is this going? Just know, if you feel that kind of pull towards someone during this time period, it is 9 times out of 10 going to be some kind of karmic tie to it, and that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. If it's a twin flame situation, y'all know how those go, touch and go, because you're really dealing with the other half of your soul, so that might not be, that's not always a good look for everybody. But just know, if it is, there's a relationship that you are in or getting in, or see you're getting ready to get into, it probably has some karmic link to it. As far as what is going on for the week, what popped up? Movement, choices, and decisions. New beginnings. These are cards that I saw as I was shuffling. Ace of Cups popped up. Intuition popped up. Of course, transformation is just going to make herself known wherever the hell. She don't give a damn if it's the weekly update, the weekend update, tomorrow's update. She just showing up just to keep reminding you and drilling that point home of what's really going on. And so here's your challenge and your centerpiece about keeping balance. That makes a lot of sense right now. What else popped up? Intuition did pop up. It's pretty much what I saw when I was flipping before I got on camera. Some of you may be dealing with an air sign. Some of you earth or fire. Pulling them the way it's telling me to pull. And that 10 of Wands popped up in another reading for Taurus. I don't know if it was a personal read or what. And the 10 of Swords. But by virtue of the fact, this is a reminder, I do my cards straight up, but don't do reversals. Just so I know y'all watching. Why she's flipping them over? Yeah, you know why. I don't do this reversal because the energy comes to me as it is. The Queen of Swords popped up as well when I was shuffling earlier. So the kind of energy that I'm getting for the week for you, Taurus, is that a lot of you are stepping off. And into some new shit, or have just started some new shit. Yeah, the victory and success is there. Don't get that part twisted. But the queen popped up when I was shuffling, and that the king is here is just really just re-emphasizing what the hell crossed my mind when I saw the queen, is that whatever new thing you're getting into, follow your intuition. And this is, I don't know why I need to keep saying this. It's not a bad thing, but because the energy, especially if this is a karmic type situation, and because the energy is the way that it is right now, it's just kind of all foggy and fucked up. Like you got to just keep your windshield wipers on so you can just see for the next 2 or 3 feet, not next 100 feet, but just the next 2 or 3. That's how quickly things are changing and illusions and all that bullshit. The message here is to follow your intuition and to stick to what works for you. Whatever that business acumen that you bring to relationships, y'all know what I'm talking about, especially intellectually, because this is air. Follow your intuition and make sure whatever it is that you're wanting, that you've got that in your head clearly, and that's what you want. Know what you're committing to. That'll probably be the other piece to that, because this ain't gonna be no bullshit. Once you get into this is gonna be it for the long haul. Whatever it's bringing or not bringing, or sort of bringing, or would have brought, or what, any of that. Once you make this commitment, this is it. Period. Done deal. And this is not work related, so let's get that part clear. This is definitely romance related. And so whatever it is, if you're gonna commit to it, you're gonna have to come with your A game. You cannot come with your C minus. That ain't gonna get it. You're gonna have to come with your A game. And it's not about the material things. Because look at what we're looking at. Your intuition, and then this is air, your thoughts. You're going to have to clean up your thinking process. Maybe that's a better way to say it. Getting off into something new romantically, and it's got any kind of karmic link to it, you need to clean up your thinking. That's the message loud and clear. Now let's start at the beginning. Yes, okay. So your overall energy, again, 2 of Swords on the I speak. Being clear and not being in this wishy-washy kind of shit. Seeing clearly. Not what you want to see, but seeing clearly. And sometimes, what do I want to say? We'll overlook things on the one hand and just go, okay, well that, whatever will go away. Other times we will just straight out reject something because it's not falling into whatever it is that we're trying to achieve. You need to change your perspective. I have to say that, even though the hangman is not on the board, that is definitely some energy that's coming up about romantic relationships. And I guess this is just going to be a fucking romantic reading. So just get, if you're looking for job shit, if it's here, I'll give it to you. If not, oh well, you know what your week is going to be about. But really, it's about the fucking balance. What the hell can I tell you? It's about the balance. And it says it. So that's one thing. But there's balance there. Perching yourself on the edge of some shit, that's about balance. Knowing how to manage your giving, your resources, what you're giving away, or what you're taking in even. The balance. Come on now. Can't do this with no balance. It's an 8. Split that puppy up 4 and 4. 4 times what? 2 is 8. 2 times 4 is 8. Come on. Balance. Even in this, there's balance. He's up here, she's back there. Balance. Yes or no? Come on. Balance. Can't plant no crooked tree. It's about balance. All of that said, it's really the same thing as down here. You need to speak clearly about what you want, and not just what you think you want or what you think might be there. You need to speak clearly on what you want, whatever this is. And this is in your overall energy. So the inclination right now is for you to do this anyway. I guess I'm just reinforcing the point. You need to speak clearly. You want to speak clearly. What's probably muddling your mouth and your thoughts is Mercury retrograde with all this other little bullshit ass planetary activity going on. Just, throwing salt in the way. But as you speak, just your overall energy, make sure you got balance in what you're saying and you're thinking about what you're saying. On the back end of your overall energy, you got this. You got this. You are this positive, fuck it all, movement forward. And I know a lot of people, because I've had a couple people tell me, this Mercury retrograde is fucked up, but I got some good shit going on too. Yeah. See, and that's that shit, that karmic shit that you're supposed to be happening right now, regardless of whatever else is going on. And so a lot of you are feeling this positive movement forward. Some of you are kind of in a state of disbelief because you're going, this Mercury retrograde shit's supposed to be really fucked up all the way around. And why is this one thing moving? Just know, this is a sign from the universe. It's all good. You're sailing into the sun. And this time it's not about giving away too much. It's just not the energy coming off of this. This is the back end of your overall energy about making sure you're giving enough. Because you may not be giving, you might think you are, you may not be giving enough. So some of you may be in that kind of energy realm where you kind of like, am I just enough or too much of what? For most of you, it's probably not enough. And so bringing balance to what you're giving. If you've just been kind of sitting back and waiting on somebody to call you, have you called them? You waiting on somebody to take you out to dinner. Have you asked them to go out to dinner or make dinner for them? It's that kind of energy coming back. Even down to transportation and just knowing that you're giving as much as you're getting. And you're getting as much as you're giving. Either way, however that's resonating with you. But it's all about the positive movement forward. And as long as you're mindful of that balance, that piece of the give and take, you should be all good. For tomorrow, with the rejoicing celebration and the Ten of Wands, a lot of you will begin to see, whether it's by platonic or romantic situation, you will begin to just feel some of the stress burning off. And it becomes a time of celebration because you realize you're not in a situation where you've got to be worried about, well, let's talk about the back end of this energy, third party situations, because the person that you're dealing with may well be a fire sign, is going to take some of this up off of you. And that's that worry. And that's that passionate worry. What are you doing? You're not going to have to worry about it because they're all in your face with it. Trust me. So this is really about you not having to really worry about the passionate connection that this is fire. And if it's a fire sign, that's all to the good. If they have strong fire energy in their natal chart, that's all to the good. But this is a celebration, and you will actually begin to feel, damn, I didn't even have to call to ask to see how they were doing. They called to see how I was doing. That kind of energy, that's where we're going with it on Tuesday. And this is just a fucking progression. You can say what you want to. You will begin to feel where you're being successful. And this is not something that has been percolating for 10 years and now all of a sudden it's turned into some damn purple plaid rose. No, this is new shit. This is hot up off the press, somebody you met recently, and you're beginning to see they're going to do something to show you there's no failure here. None at all. Not even a little bit. Now, that's not to say the path is not strewn with obstacles and challenges and shit, but dealing with this person, and they may be a water sign. It's all good. But again, it's all about the balance too. So this is, for some of you, this is not going to resonate with everybody, but for some of you, this relationship is going to be about the balance. Some of you may be dealing with Libras. It's about the balance that is in a relationship. And you may, for some of you, be more mindful or more conscientious about the balance in the relationship. We get to Wednesday's energy. She fucking party pooper, if you want to call her that. Just got to show up, crash everything all the time. But look at what's sitting on top. So So some of this last little bit of Mercury retrograde would be a good time to just kind of step back off all the goddamn changes. Yeah, I said it. Because I'm tired of them too. I'm tired of every time I turn around, something's changed. Cable bill changed, their pricing, online change, their privacy policy, job changing some policy on some other shit. Now everybody got to change how they do their work. Time to take a damn step back, blink, 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 and look at it. And look at, this came up a couple weeks ago, look at where you are in the transformation process without actually being pushed and pulled in 50 different directions. And this may carry you all the way through till next Tuesday. You may find little spots in your day, in your schedule, where you can just kind of take a step back, get a lemonade, get a Coke, get a beer, sit down and think about what's going on and what's gone on to get you to this point. When we get to Thursday's energy, yes, look at there. Well, I'll be damned. Now it's time, you done got into this shit. Now it's time to start the practical patience and planning. This has some professional energy to it. There you go. If you were looking for it, there it is. For some of you, this is the complete package, though. This is personal and professional, and bringing them two things together. Because now, for some of you, it feels like you finally have a partner that you can think about these things with in tandem. So, for an example, we don't like where we live. I don't particularly like the office that I'm working in and would rather work in the other office. That is patience and planning. They're going to have a job coming up in that other office in April. Want to move there, and then maybe both of us, by choosing that direction, sticking a finger out the window and see which way the wind's blowing. There you go. But it's that patience and planning. And this is really got the energy combined for professional and romantic, and bringing those two together. Damn, more balance. How about that? Who knew? When we get to Friday's energy, really what the whole fucking reading is about, balance. Yeah, more balance. But Friday, for some reason, if you're out of balance, you're going to know it quickly. Whatever part of your life is out of balance. And it's going to be about just making, you may not actually be making the actual change right this minute, but you will be. And it's only going to be about the things that you value, and things and people, places and things that value you, by cutting some of the dead weight off. People that no longer serve you, situations, organizations, associations with people that no longer serve you. They just suck up all the energy you have and all the light in the room. By getting clear with that, and maybe that is really the overall energy and overall theme for the next 10 days, to really think about you as old girl sitting on the swan, and you know, who is really trying to hang on just for some bullshit to keep you from getting to the point that you need to be, to feel totally confident about yourself inside and out, and still having some balance. People that are not within that realm, balance, bye y'all. Miss me with that shit. That's where that's going. Many of you may be having to make decisions about family members that are no longer serving any purpose. Every time they call you, you know, you got to hear 45 minutes of why this and why that. And you told them 2 years ago they should have left whoever, and they're still with them, and you're still having the same conversation. It's difficult to cut those family ties off, because usually the person that you're dealing with that calls you every Sunday or every Friday with the same story, they don't realize what they're doing. They haven't stopped to taking a look at what they're doing to instigate the same situation they've been in. I'm just using this as an example, and they keep calling you with it, and you may be the catalyst for them to make that change, because once you stop dealing with them and talking to them, maybe they'll realize what's going on. But those are not always the easiest relationships to cut off, because as family members, and I'm talking about blood family, cousins, sisters, aunts, uncles, whoever that is, they don't always understand the disengagement process, when spiritually you need to just let them go because they're not serving your higher purpose, and all you doing is just wasting your time. A lot of times with family, they don't get that. They don't want to hear that. May know it, but don't want to hear it. So keep that in mind as you work through this energy, and just remember it's about balance. It's nothing really personal. It's about having balance in your total life so that things that you're trying to achieve can happen. Put that out there. Saturday, some of you may be, you see them two hands in the background, right? So now the discussion start. Where we gonna move? Boo-boo. What we gonna do with all these cars? Boo-boo. What we gonna do with that motorcycle? Boo-boo. I'm just saying. But in this, you're talking about money at the root of it. At the root of it. You're talking about money, prosperity, see the coins up there. Yeah. And where you are financially, both of you together, and what needs to be cut loose. Once again, so the two of you can do what you need to do to grow and prosper. The conversation, communication, and this is the time, especially if it's a karmic situation, to say everything 10 times. Mercury retrograde. And use the reflection method. What did I just say to you, baby? And let them repeat it back to you so you make sure. And you may need to have the conversation on the 11th after Mercury stations direct, even though that's a close date. Things will be clear enough where, you know, if they weren't hearing all of it the first time, they'll hear the rest of it. Communication is key. Those of you in these new little sprout up relationships, this is what's going to keep you going. Even when you don't feel like communicating, or even if you feel like you've done more than the other person, back up here, talking about that give and take, you still can't let this go, regardless of who's doing the talking. Now, both of you should be, but this takes priority over this. I'm just saying. So keeping the communication open and not shutting down, remembering that you need to clear the path. That was another card I saw when I was shuffling. Clear the path and clear the past. Treating this person the way you've treated other people, because this person may be doing something similar. They're not returning your text messages right away. The last person you had, when they weren't doing that, they were up in somebody else's face doing the woo-woo-wah. That is probably not the case this time. So your reaction cannot be the same. I'll say that again. That may not be the case this time. And your reaction cannot be the same. So be mindful. Communicate. And if it gets down to the point where you have to tell this person, I'm sorry I did that, it just kind of triggered me back to something else when you didn't. I promise you, the person that you're talking to, whoever they are, air sign, fire sign, water sign, another earth sign, don't matter, they're going to appreciate you being that open and that honest. Because that may be something they are not accustomed to. Come on now. At any rate, talking about the prosperity, getting down to the root of your relationship financially, cutting away anything that needs to be cut away, and moving ahead together, trying to make that money. You heard me. Sunday, temptation. Well, a lot of Tauruses, professionally, you may be in a place where you're being asked to showcase your skills, and the temptation may be, because this is voluntary, this is not mandatory. Fuck that, I ain't doing this shit. The hell, y'all got me fucked up. I did the do it anyway. Temptation is gonna be to be like, fuck this. I did this for these people before. They didn't give me no raise. I didn't get no promotion. Fuck that. Do it anyway. The temptation. The energy coming back is that you don't know who's behind the scenes in this mix. So you see the front card looking all green and innocent and thriving and growing. You see all this double red crazy shit back here. That's just telling me you don't know. You don't know who all's involved. You don't know who's asking, because it's probably not the person asking you. It's probably somebody behind them asking. So the point here for the next 9-10 days, if you're being asked to do something and the temptation is going to be like, fuck that, don't fuck that. Do it. Just do it, and just know you're going to meet this bump in the road one more time. And because you did whatever it was, even though you really was like, fuck it, you didn't want to do it. I got that upside down. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. And the 3 plus 5 plus 1 is 9. This will end you out of one situation at work and open the door to another. I'm just saying. Just be mindful of that. And that's next Sunday's energy. So that may be this week or it may be the following week. I'm just saying. You get to Monday, the moving on with all this chaotic shit. Pretty much telling you all the confusion and craziness. Doing just the fuck that. Moving on. So all of this you've been dealing with for the past month or so, all this heavy, murky, sludgy, fucked up ass energy is moving on. All of this, any communication, things that have given you a problem as far as communication in the last month or so, they'll clear up. And it'll be almost like magic. You're just going to wake up one day and think, damn, what the hell happened? It'll all clear up. There may be some things that have gone on in the past month or so. And people are going to come back to you. So you just look at this like this. And they're going to try and untangle all they little snafu fucked up shit. Some of you may have gotten caught up in some stuff and people telling you one thing and doing something else. And, you know, they may have decided they didn't want to do whatever. They will be back. Just know they will be back to come back to talk to you, apologize, beg, and do some other shit. For others of you, this is resonating in the reverse. You may have to go back and do some apologizing, some begging, and some cleaning up because you didn't mean to say what you really said. But this is really coming forth as the other person coming back to you. This may have romantic implications. It's because that's a fire card. I think, again, moveon.org is just going to be in the place. Old shit is just not cutting it for you right now, especially if it's been marred with confusion and chaos and bullshit and dumb shit. It may just be about moveon.org. I don't need this. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Just be mindful of this energy. It's on the board, so it can be at play anywhere during the next week or so. At the end of all of this, next Tuesday, following just what I said, your intuition, and being clear about what you need. This is a relationship all day long. All day. I don't know why that energy is like that, but just being clear with your partner, and that's sitting underneath the Ace of Swords on top of the Prosperity Begins, even coming back up to a couple days from now with the Four of Swords on top of the Transformation, all this communication right here, that's about the inner you with your partner. All that right there. So be as clear as you can be. For those of you that are in newer relationships, this person, whoever's person, they're ready to go. I got it written up there. They are ready to go. They are ready. But just make sure you keep the communication open. For whoever this is that's around you, Taurus, those of you that this is resonating with, they really are keen on you. And when I say that, I mean they're smitten big time. They like you a lot. And this may be why this is up here, because you may be kind of going, this ain't real. I'm not seeing this correctly. I have here, don't want to see the reality. That's not always a bad thing, Taurus. The reality is this person may be trying to kick your damn door down, and you just don't want to see the reality of that because you're triggering off some old shit. Just be mindful. just be mindful. Let's see what the Oracle cards have for you for your weekly update, Taurus. It's a team effort. That right there. Communicating about your money, the root of. Team effort. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. Taking a step back, transformation. The bitch just got to crash. All the reads just got to be there. But thinking about it. Listen to your heart. That's the best thing you can do right now. Listen to your heart on top of listening to your intuition. Listen to your heart. And your heart, you may be going, man, you lost your mind. We did this before and we done got hurt. Remember, this is a new person in your experience. This is not some old recycled shit. If you are dealing with an old recycled relationship, again, listen to your intuition. It may be telling you something totally different. I don't have a sense that many of you are trying to go backwards. So, if you are, think about what direction you want to go in, and if this ex that you're dealing with is going to want to do the same. Because I think that's where the problems are going to ensue. And if you get stuck in the past, and I heard this earlier, and it's coming through in this reading as well, you might get mired in it for a minute. So clear as much of your past out as you can, because you don't want to get stuck, have somebody having you on a damn merry-go-round and a roller coaster while they running around doing some other shit and you trying to figure out how you got stuck in the 1920s. I'm just saying. So think hard and long about exes. They may be coming back with a whole lot of cute, pretty shit and oh, you so wonderful and beautiful. And yeah, hot mess. Poke yourself in light. Just what the hell I'm talking about. Dealing with patience, planning, trying to pick the direction that you want to go in. Poke yourself in light. Poke yourself in light so that you don't have any extra dark or negative energy hanging around. We had 30 minutes. Oh yeah, we had 32. Just leave it to me to go over time. That's all right though. Release the negative. So again, triggering off of old shit. Release the negative. Be fearless and tearless. This has never come up before. Hey, be fearless and be tearless. Leave the past behind and move forward confidently. Period. Enough said. Sit back and watch. Right here. Your transformation. Let the movie play. Let the movie play. See where you've been. See where you're coming from. We're past January, out February. We're in March now. Yeah, first quarter of the year is just about up. And look at where you are right now. You may not be financially, let me say this because this is ringing around in my head, where you thought you were going to be. But think about everything that you went through in the last 12 months, last 14 months. That should bring us right to the present. From January of last year to now. And look at all that you've gone through and all that you've learned. And tell me there's not something in there you are truly thankful for that you know now that you didn't know before. Even though it may have been painful learning it, you may have had to cuss 3 or 4 folks out. I'm sure a lot of you can see there's something there that you should be thankful for. Don't fucking force it. Allow that shit to come to you. Whoever needs to hear that. 6 of them trying to pop out. Rebel. Rebel. Because fuck it. Just rebel. Do what's good for you. Even though we know this is a team effort. Communicating and all this shit. this right here, what I was saying earlier, do what's best for you. Rebel if you need to. And you may need to rebel against yourself because you've been so used to doing shit. You need to just kick it up a notch because fuck it, because that's what you need to do to heal. One more, Taurus. One more card. One more card. Since it almost fell out. It's dark and you can't see a fucking thing. Get your head out of your ass pronto. This came up in the last reading. It's dark and you can't see a fucking thing. Get your head out of your ass pronto. So for those of you that may still be, as for those of you murlaying around with exes, not sure what you're doing, you know, and you done forgot all that dumb shit. The reason why you walked away. So just know that part. Pull your head up out your ass and keep it moving. Don't get stuck on stupid. I'm just saying. Taurus, I love you. I hope you guys have a good week. A good beginning to the month of March. I love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.